2 men gunned down in Kotalawala, Kaduela. 6 deaths reported from accidents during the past 24 hours. Victims of the Samasara mountain landslide continue to remain in camps for the displaced. Evacuations take place as huge storm lashes North New Zealand.
Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Azra Hassan. Let's take a look at the stories in detail. On to our top story now. 2 people were killed in a shooting in the Kotalawala area in Kaduela this morning.
Shots were fired at around 10 this morning at the Kotalawala School Junction on the Kaduela-Malabe Road. The victims were identified as 42-year-old Kotudara Kadage Ruwan Kumara alias Pidali Tushara and 49-year-old Kotalawalage Don Priyawansa, both residents of Kotalawala in Kaduela. It is believed that 2 gunmen who came from Kaduela had been lying in wait for Ruwan Kumara and Priyawansa. The gunmen had opened fire at the door and then fled towards Kaduela. The victims were pronounced dead upon admission to the Colombo National Hospital. I was looking at my accounts and then I heard a bang. I thought it was firecrackers being lit, but I figured it was a shooting and hid inside the 3-wheeler. After that, I ran up the road.
Priyawansa is someone who will help anyone. Yesterday, when I was unwell, he wanted to take me to the doctor, but I declined. He went to Kaduela to purchase stuff to repaint the house. That is when it had happened.
Police said the victim, known as Pidali Tushara, faced charges for peddling drugs and cheated death on several previous attempts on his life.
It is reported that the shooting was the result of a dispute between 2 organized criminal gangs. The Special Investigations Unit of Midihana and the Navagama police are investigating the crime.
Can you provide us an explanation on the events that transpired today?
Yeah, today at about 9:30 a.m. There was a shooting incident happened in Kaduela Malabe Road near to the Kotalawala Junction. Due to this shooting, 2 people succumbed to death.
Were the victims on the police radar for other crimes?
Out of these 2 victims, 1 person was identified with some bad criminal records, and he is suspect to be involved in the drug narcotic deal also. Police strongly believe that this incident happened due to this gang warfare between 2 organized criminal gangs.
We found that he is connected to the shooting against the underworld kingpin Samayan. Is there any truth in that?
There was an information saying that the victim is connected to the rival gang of the person who died due to this prison attack, and still we are trying to fix some evidence over this issue. What I can say is this incident happened purely because of the gang warfare between 2 organized criminal gangs. This is too young to come to the conclusion. We are conducting further investigation.
The Pathfinder Foundation says that Japan is keen in partnering with Sri Lanka to ensure maritime security and maritime safety in the Indian Ocean region.
According to a release sent out by the Pathfinder Foundation, Japan is focusing on their maritime interests in the Indian Ocean. The foundation points out that the major beneficiaries of the renewed Japanese commitment would be the Sri Lanka Navy and the Sri Lanka Coast Guard. The release further notes that Japan has pledged to build ships and craft for the Sri Lanka Coast Guard to perform its role in maintaining a rule-based maritime order in the Indian Ocean.
There is a new economic world order developing in the Indian Ocean, which is also named as the Asian Century, and Sri Lanka is in a very important location. And also Japan, being a maritime nation and a very traditional ally and a friend, has expressed concern and importance of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean to provide maritime security. Now, the Pathfinder Foundation last month conducted an international conference called Trincomalee Consultation. We were focusing on the Bay of Bengal, how to enhance connectivity in the Bay of Bengal. And I think our future lies in the blue economy, and therefore we have to focus on regional connectivity across the sea.
Deputy Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Ashok Abe Singha convened a media briefing today to create awareness on the renovation of the Bandaranaike International Airport.
Newsfirst revealed yesterday that the BIA is struggling to gain international 4F category certificate due to renovation of the runway not being done according to the proposed plan.
A380 aircraft can land at this airport without any problems. However, what we have is the 4E certificate, not the 4F certificate. To gain the F4 certificate, the runway needs to be 60 meters in width. However, what we have is a 45 wide runway with two shoulders of 15 meters each. The total width is 75 meters, so large aircraft can land at this airport.
According to the Federal Aviation Authority's official website, a runway with a width of 75 meters is mandatory for large aircraft to land at an airport. Journalists questioned the Deputy Minister in this regard.
They earlier landed large aircraft with a 45-meter runway. They took off from the same runway by simply using the inner engines. Now the aircraft can take off with all four engines running because shoulders have been created. As the Civil Aviation Authority, we state that there will be no problems. An A380 aircraft will transport between 450 to 500 passengers, and this will cause problems to our aircraft. However, they have promised to bring A380s after the renovation was completed.
To land and take off flights, the runway needs to be at an exceptional standard. There are several international regulations pertaining to this. The ICAO inspects our runway, the companies which ensure the passengers obtain these reports. The airline companies do not land their flights here if the runway is not in accordance with proper standards. It's difficult to land an A380 flight here. They had tried this once. The runway needs to be broadened. We will do that as well. The renovations that were done are not up to standard. That is why we are struggling to gain international certification. We can see that a mistake has been made. It is now up to the government to rectify this mistake. A large amount of taxpayers' money has been invested in this project. If you simply attempt to cover up your mistake, then that will mean that all this money will simply be wasted. Trying to justify your mistakes is similar to the actions of the previous regime, and the people don't expect this from this government. If there is a technical fault, then an investigation should be held. An immediate remedial action should be taken by the government.
The usually busy Colombo city was almost deserted today.
A majority of those living in the Colombo city and other key cities are from the rural areas. Some of them are temporary residents. A majority of these residents leave the hustle and bustle of the city for their villages, where they celebrate the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Restaurants, boutiques and other establishments shut down for this holiday. Thus, Colombo becomes deserted like a scene from a movie. The streets today are occupied by children from all ages, playing various games. A considerable number of persons arrived in Fort today to leave for their hometowns to celebrate the new year. The only traders present today are fruit sellers. The pavement vendors are the final group of persons who leave Colombo during this holiday season. I am from Monaragala and the others are from Matara. We do not live in Colombo. We will end the business and leave for our villages with gifts for our families. I am from Anuradhapura. I will sell all I have and leave for the village before the auspicious time. The Sri Lanka Transport Board was geared to provide transport facilities to those who depart from Colombo. Over at the Bastian Mawatha private bus stand, commuters were lined up to head to Hatton, which was the only queue evident. We have to locate the required buses. There are passengers but no buses. I am going to Matale. There is no crowd. Most of the people have left. We have to go home now. There was only one train at the Fort Railway station today. Medical experts have warned the public to refrain from engaging in dangerous acts during the holiday season.
Consuming alcohol and acting in an aggressive manner definitely leads to accidents. You can avoid accidents by taking safety precautions before lighting firecrackers. The New Year will come and go, but the life does not. So make sure that you have a safe New Year.
The day of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year is just hours away, and let's take a look at the auspicious times.
The Sinhala and Tamil New Year dawns at 2:04 a.m. on the 14th of April. The Punya Kala, which began at 7:40 p.m. today, will continue until 8:28 a.m. tomorrow. The auspicious time for lighting of the hearth and cooking meals has been set at 5:41 a.m. on Friday the 14th. The Nakat Seetua dictates that milk rice with ghee and jaggery be prepared while clad in gold-coloured clothing and facing the north. The auspicious time for transactions and partaking of the first meal falls at 7:05 a.m. on the same day, facing north, while clad in blue and white attire.
Motor accidents claimed 6 lives during the past 24 hours. The accidents were reported from Athurugiriya, Medawachya, Polonnaruwa and Dambulla.
2 youth died in an accident on the Kaduwala-Malabe road in Velivita, Athurugiriya. Police said that the accident was the result of a head-on collision between a tipper truck and a motorcycle. The victims, aged 19 and 28, were residents from Malabe and Kotugoda. The bodies are placed at the Homagama Hospital morgue, and the driver of the tipper truck was arrested by police. A conductor of a bus operating from Kandy to Jaffna was run over by the very bus he served in. The tragedy took place when the bus attempted to overtake another bus. The conductor had fallen off the bus and was run over. The victim was a 21-year-old from Rambakulama in Medawachya. 1 youth died and another was injured when 2 motorcycles collided head-on in Onagama, Polonnaruwa. A 46-year-old man died after he was run over by a lorry on the Dambulla-Kurunegala road in Pohoran Weber. A van from Kurunegala crashed into a motorcycle travelling in the opposite direction in Bandava on the Colombo-Kurunegala road. Several other vehicles were also damaged as a result of the accident. 5 persons who were injured were rushed to the Polgahavela Regional Hospital and were transferred to the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital. A 24-year-old father of 2 died after falling off a motorcycle in the Tilaka Udana area in Gaul. Our correspondent reported that the pillion driver had fallen off the motorcycle and was run over by a 3-wheeler travelling in the opposite direction. We now go in for a short commercial break.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the news. It's been 11 months since a Samasara mountain landslide took place, and the displaced are yet to be provided a solution to their housing. People from 3 villages lost their homes in this tragedy and continue to live in tents and temporary shelter.
ඇසට ඉන්න බෑ ඉතින් අර ඊට රෙඩි උඩින් දාලා තියෙන හින්දා මම උඩින් දිගටම වැටෙනවා මේක දිගටත් යවෙනවා ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා මහත්තයා මේ බඩු තියාගෙන මේ ළමයාගේ පොත්පත් ටිකවත් තියාගෙන කියන්නේ මේක තැනකට පොඩ කරලා
This camp in Usapitiya is home to approximately 25 displaced families. They are among the many who not only lost their homes but also lost their loved ones to the wrath of Mother Nature. This time around, they are forced to usher in the new year from the tents they live in. The displaced claim that it is difficult to even prepare a basic meal within these tents.
සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට ඉතින් අපි කූඩාරන් වල අවුරුදු ගත කරනවා. කැවුම් කිරිබත් වගේ දේවල් නම් හදා ගන්න අපිට විදිහක් නැහැ. අපි ගිය අවුරුද්දේ නම් අවුරුද්ද මේ වෙනකොට ලස්සනට ගෙදර කැවුම් කිරිබත් හදලා කිසෙල් ගෙඩි ඉදවලා ඇඳුම් ගෙනහලා අපි පවුලේ හැමෝම අවුරුදු සැමරුව නෑදෑගෙවල් වල ගියා. අද මමයි මගේ දුවයි පුතයි තමයි අපි කූඩාරේ දැනට ඉන්නේ. අපි ඉතින් දුකෙන් තමයි අවුරුද්ද ගත කරන්නේ. ඉතින් දුව අවුරුදු 13ට ගිහින් ඉතින් ගේ හැදුවා. ඉතින් ගේ ගියා දැන් ඉන්න තැන තමයි නැත්තේ. කාන්ට නැති මොනවා කියලා හරි අපි කනවා. කාන්ට ඉතින් අදින්ට මෙහෙන් දීපුවා තියෙනවා. අපිට ඉන්න තැන තමයි නැත්තේ. ගේ අවුරුදු නම් හොඳට හිටියා ඉතින් පුතේ. ගේ අවුරුද්ද හොඳයි අපිට කරාඹුවරේ මේ හැමදේම තිබුණා මේසෙ මොකවත් නැහැ ඔක්කොම මැරිලා. දැන් අපිට මෙහින්ද අවුරුදු නැහැ මේසෙ. අපිට අවුරුදු නැතුව බෑ නේද? ගෙවල් විතර නැතිලා තියෙන්නේ. වෙන මොකුත් නැතිලා නැහැ. ඉස්සර කරපු දේ ඒ ගෙවල් වල ඉන්නකොට කරපු දේම දැනුත් ඒ විදිහටම කරගෙන යනවා. අවුරුදු කෙසියටත් අපිට ගියක් දොරක් හම්බුනොත් ඇති. ඉන්න තැන තියෙන එපා අවුරුදු කණ්ඩායම්. සතියක් පවරලා සවාස්තු කරන්න අපි. දුකෙන් පෙළෙන්නේ අවුරුද්දට.
We will not light firecrackers this time around. We are very sad. Our children's future is uncertain. We may not have a future at all. We want peace of mind. Last year, relatives came to wish us for the new year and exchange gifts.
The CID arrested the man who was said to have been abducted in a white van from Anuradhapura. He was arrested while in hiding in Nochagama and is believed to be the mastermind behind his own abduction. Police said he was involved in a number of crimes over the past 3 years.
On the 9th of April, a woman lodged a complaint with the police citing that her husband Ajanta Pushpakumara was missing. He was not seen after he had gone out with a group that visited his house. According to the complaint, the group was armed and had engaged in a cordial discussion with the alleged victim before leaving with him. They had also taken away the hard drives of the home security system. CCTV cameras in the area captured footage of an SUV believed to have been used on the alleged abduction. Police launched investigations into the abduction thereafter. While the investigations were ongoing, the family of the alleged victim made this claim yesterday.
යාළුවෙක්ට අරන් තියෙනවා අද උදේ ෆෝන් එකට මේ අරගෙන තියෙනවා නමුත් කතා කරලා නැහැ ෆෝන් එක ආන්සර් කරනකොට මේ කතා කරන්නේ නැල්ලු සද්ද නැතුව අහගෙන ඉන්නවා එච්චරයි මේ කතා කරලා කටහඬක්වත් ඇහිලා නැහැ.
The Organised Crime Division of the Criminal Investigations Department arrested Ajanta Pushpakumara while in hiding at a house in Vilachiya, Nochagama. At 10 this morning, he was escorted to his residence in Ipalogama. Heavy security presence was evident at the location. Police said the suspect arrested by the CID is alleged to be involved in a number of crimes.
එයා කිව්වා මෙතන එයා අරන් ගියේ ගිය කට්ටියක එක්කෙනෙක් තමයි ටයි එක දාලා ඉන්න මහත්තයත් මේ මං අරන් ආවා මට ඉල්ලන්න කිව්වා කැමරා මං ඒ මහත්තයන් කැමරා ඉල්ලුවා එපාර එයා කිව්වා ගෙනිච්ච කෙනෙක්ව ඉල්ල ගන්න කියලා මේ කවුද මං ආවා කියලා කියන්නේ මං අපි ආවේ නැහැ කියලා කිව්වා
ඇහුවා කොහෙද හිටියේ කියලා දන්නේ නැහැයි කියලා කිව්වා කොහෙද කියන්න
එයා පැහැරගත්ත කියලාද කියන්නේ එයා කැමැත්තෙන් ගියා කියලාද කියන්නේ
ඒවා ඇහුවේ නැහැ අපි
රිටිය කියලා එහෙම මොකුත් ඉස්සර කියන්නේ
ඇහුවා කොහෙද නැන්දකට දාලා රිටිය කිව්වා
එයා කියන්නේ පැහැරගත්ත කියලාද එයා
එහෙම දන්නේ එහෙම තමයි එයා කියන්නේ කවුද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා
Following an extensive investigation, CID detectives arrested the suspect. His alleged abduction was reported on the 9th, but there were reports that he was roaming free with his alleged captors. Detectives believe that the suspect planned the abduction himself, as police were investigating a crime that he was connected to. Detectives are conducting further investigations.
Moving on to other local stories now, the Sri Lankan crew of Eros 13, held for ransom by Somalian pirates, returned to the island last night.
Eros 13, a tanker manned by a Sri Lankan crew, was seized by pirates on the 14th of March. The crew was rescued after a 2-day operation and were later moved to the Bosasa port. I want to thank the President of Sri Lanka and all the citizens of this country. We are fortunate to return from that ordeal and celebrate the dawn of the new year with our families. It was a terrible ordeal. We could have died, but we are happy that we were rescued. We will not return to serve in that vessel, but we may consider serving on another ship.
Then we are very happy to see the families and everybody and very thankful. I am very happy because everything went peacefully. Anyway, we thank the President and we thank the Vice of the Prime Minister who spoke to us directly onto the ship. Not to be worried, we will look after you. We thank everybody, our media and everybody.
The Sri Lankan crew that manned Aries 13 now prepares to usher in the Sinhala and Tamil New Year with their families. Everyone was not sure of what to do next. For 4 days we were sleeping on newspapers. I cannot express that pain in words. Only a person who undergoes such an ordeal knows that pain. There were shootings at times. They followed us with a rifle even when we were using the washrooms. We were afraid. We never looked at them directly.
Wild elephants continue to terrorize many villages in Ampara. This aggravating threat has forced the people from the village of Kumarigama to live on treetops in order to save themselves.
Kumarigama, home to 450 families, was created under the Gull Oil Settlement project in the Ampara district. Their main livelihood is farming, but they have been made to work even harder to protect their crops.
රාට එක තප්පරයක් ගන්න නිදා ගන්න නැහැ මේ මට. දැන් මේ ගිනිමැල ගහගෙන මේ රැකගෙන ඉන්නේ. මේ දැන් එනවා. තව පොඩ්ඩ වෙනකොට මෙතෙන්ටම එනවා.
මාස ගාණක් තිස්සේ මේක කරන්නේ මොකද හේතුව අපේ ගමේ අවුරුද්දක් විතර වෙනකන් කෑමට තියාගෙන තියෙන වී ටික ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීමේ සටනක තමයි අපි දැන් යෙදිලා ඉන්නේ. අලුත් අවුරුද්දේ සතුට විඳින්නට අපේ මේ ගම්වාසීන්ට අවස්ථාවක් නැහැ.
These villagers have set up 12 posts to prevent elephants from encroaching into their lands. They take turns to man the posts so the crops can be protected. The villagers keep watch from treetops in a bid to protect the harvest. As this is the school holiday season, children are also seen with their parents. A group including the chief incumbent of the village patrol the village at night to support the villagers. The women in the village play the traditional drum at night until dawn to chase away wild elephants that roam the area.
දැන් මාසයක් තිස්සේ මෙතන ලගින්නේ ඈ අපිට පුළුවන් ද විදියට අපිත් මේක ජීවත් වෙන්න එපයි ඈ වී ටිකක් නා කණ්ඩ ගෙවල් ඒක ඇවිල්ලා අලි කඩනවා ඈ අපි ජීවත් වෙන්නේ නැද්ද ඔබතුමාලා විතරද ජීවත් වෙන්නේ යකාට ගිය රටක්.
In sports news, Sri Lankan shuttler Niluka Karunaratne is all geared up for the Badminton Asia Championships 2017 that will commence on the 25th of April in China.
Sri Lanka's national badminton champion marked a significant milestone in its career, winning the men's singles at the 32nd Brazil International Badminton Cup, which concluded recently. The victory propelled Niluka to the number 64 spot in the international badminton rankings. I have been participating in international championships and I was also able to record victories. Therefore, I managed to move up in the rankings as well. In 2 weeks, we will participate in the Asian Championship in China. The Asian Championship is a greater challenge because we have to train harder for it. We need greater focus to win.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Primetime News. Thank you for joining us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Azra Hassan.
And I'm Shane Silva. Take care and good night.